Hi guys, it's Lisa. How are you doing today? I just stopped in really quick to share something with you. For those of you who watch my videos, well, I didn't talk about this, but I did a video about freebies the other day, and I didn't mention it, but I do get free magazines with from some of the sites too. Some of the sites that I mentioned in that video. I get is it US Weekly or Us Weekly, whatever, US Weekly, Cosmopolitan, Marie Claire, Essence, Better Homes and Gardens, something about food. I get quite a few of them, so the next time I do a freebies video, I will list what I get. But anyway, I was looking at this one. I have quite a few of US Weekly because they come out weekly. So I have a few of them. I've just been catching up. And here's the one that I recently finished. I read this one last night. Now, I had to share this with you guys because anyway, it says, Bobby Brown tells all, breaking my silence. Now, I think Whitney looks really pretty there. Obviously, this is when they were a lot younger. So, anyway, this is the story right here. This is what it looks like. The pictures. Pictures of him, Whitney, and their daughter, and then a picture of him. Now, I'm assuming because it's US Weekly that US Weekly interviewed him. I'm thinking somebody from their company, I would think. So, this is by someone named Jamie Blinn. It says a remorseful Bobby Brown opens up to us about life with Whitney and Chrissy. Now, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read some highlights. And I was like, what the hell? Anyway, it says, I might be able to read this without glasses. Eddie Murphy. What's wrong with me tonight? Eddie Murphy tried to warn him after Bobby Brown exchanged numbers with Whitney Houston at the 1889 Soul Train Music Awards. He approached his actor pal for the scoop. Eddie had dated Whitney, so I thought I would casually ask her. This is what Bobby said. And he says that he actually wrote this in his book. He has a book called Every Little Step. It came out on June 13th. Okay. Eddie Murphy said, she's cool. She just smokes too much weed for me. Now, Bobby said he was floored. And then he said Whitney Houston was too wild for Eddie Murphy. That sure opened my eyes. All right. So it said basically that he learned a lot during their 14-year marriage. And in the book, he says that his late ex-wife, Whitney, faked the miscarriage, was a drug-addicted bisexual. Now, I don't know why he's saying all this about her, but I'm going to leave that alone. And it says that he admitted to being a drug addict, too. And that he, what is it? Wait a minute, where is it? He co-starred in the doomed couple's fiery, dysfunctional, and at times abusive relationship. Now, when I read the story, I didn't read anything about him saying how he abused her or she abused him or whatever, but yeah, it says also, let me read some more down. I don't want to read all that. He said that when he went to rehab, after it got, went so far, he went to rehab, and he came back clean, but Whitney was still using, and she would try to hide it from him. And he said that she would leave home for days so she could do drugs. And then he said that he was the one who left her and not the other way around. So I don't know. Anyway, it said, let me see if I want to read this part. Okay, we already know about how she died in the bathtub and all that stuff. But this is what Bobby's book looks like right there. So might get it. I might get it and read it. But there were some pictures of the two of them, and I don't know what Whitney was thinking about this right here, but yeah. Anyway, I hope my hands aren't ashy. But yeah, there's some pictures. And then some more pictures of her and him. Okay, now it said that he realized that he had a problem when, I guess one day he couldn't walk and he fell to the ground. And Whitney told him, Whitney thought he was playing, so she said, get the F up and stop playing. So he said that she bent over him and took the drugs out of his hand and started using them herself. So he said he had a mixture of, that day, let me see, I still had maybe an ounce of crack and an ounce of heroin left. I was on my way to the kitchen to cook more of the stuff. I was smoking a crack-laced joint and sniffing heroin while preparing to cook more crack. In addition, I was drinking Cavazier and beer. And then that was when he said he was trying to walk and he lost control and fell. Okay, so yeah. And he said that their daughter always saw him and her mother effed up. So yeah. But anyway, he said he talked a little bit about his current wife, which was good stuff. And what else? He said he talked about how they met. Talked about his daughter a little bit. Okay, that part I don't want to read. Don't want to read that. Don't want to read that. Okay, he started talking about the show that they did, being Bobby Brown. I remember that show. I actually used to like it. But he said that it was supposed to have been positive PR for him. But he said the show had an opposite effect. And he talked about one episode where I guess Whitney was constipated and she asked him to help her. It says, help. Brown describes a constipated Whitney prodding him to help dislodge a stool stuck in her behind, calling the gesture black love. Now my thing is, I don't even know why they put that up in there. But anyway, yeah. And he said that people wondered if they were embarrassed by the way the show depicted them. And he said no, that they were laughing about it. So I guess that means they weren't embarrassed. And this says they were being themselves. If people thought Whitney was something different, they got a clear glimpse of who my ex-wife was through the show. She was a down-ass, horny chick. She was the woman I loved. I was the man she loved. That's what the show was about. Not drugs or anything else. So, yeah. This part, and then I'm going to go. It says that, I didn't know all this, but, okay, I'm just going to read this part. Post-divorce, Brown says Houston disparaged him to their daughter. I guess told her, telling the then 14-year-old that he was sleeping around. Trying to defend himself, Brown told Chrissy about Houston's tryst with prodigy Brandon's younger brother, Ray J. Now, I don't know why they telling her the daughter that at 14 anyway, because that's not her business and that's not something they should have been telling a child. But anyway, he said it was a stupid move. He admitted it. He says, but I felt she needed to know that it wasn't just her father that made mistakes. Technically, neither situation involved cheating. What? See, that didn't make any sense. What do you mean it didn't involve cheating? But Brown reveals that both spouses were often unfaithful during their relationship. Neither situation involved cheating. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Anyway, it says Whitney did her share of cheating. In fact, she cheated before I did. She slept with quite a few of the producers and artists she worked or associated with over the years. I won't drop names because they're still around and a few view me as a friend. One of the affairs I'm willing to mention is the one she had with Tupac. Now, if they still friends, the one she had with Tupac. This occurred in the first few years of our marriage, during a time when I thought we were in a good place. The news of the affair really effed me up. I could not believe Whitney was willing to jeopardize what we had, which I knew was hot, heavy, and unique for some fling. Interesting. Okay, so, and he talked about Chrissy and Whitney's relationship. Sorry about that. That was about it, guys. Everything else he's talking about Chrissy and how she died and all that other stuff. But I just wanted to share that little bit of the tidbit of information with you guys, just in case you didn't know, like I didn't know. Of course, he did talk about that girl, Robin, whatever her name was, that her and Whitney had a relationship. And it also said that he had relationships with Madonna and Janet Jackson. And Janet Jackson said her father wouldn't let her be with a black man, so their relationship didn't really go too far. And he said she was naked and he put her out of his place. So when she said that. So anyway, that's that, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. So take care, be good. Take care, be good. Yeah, try to be good. But if you can't be good at it.